Moonstone. We have tan and orange moonstone. This is what's going in the barrel. I can't wait to see these. So these barrels that we're starting this week are all going into 60-90, and these are all pretty small. These are not large pieces. No. So they're going in 60-90 grit with some baking soda for the first week, and then we're putting no ceramic media for the first week, and we'll add the ceramic media next week. This week we want the most shaping to happen that we can. So putting the ceramic media in there inhibits that to a certain extent. Okay, we have one more barrel. Be right back. And we're back with our Moonstone. This particular flavor is called Tan and Orange. It's been 1 week in 60-90 coarse grit without ceramic media. The slurry was kind of thin. Actually, it was super thin. So even with the baking soda, it didn't thicken anything up. And the baking soda is really to relieve any gases in the barrel so that the lids don't burp off. Which seems to be working beautifully because we haven't had any issues since the first week. Well, we had one more halfway through. But I think we're going to have to start adding sugar to these first mixes to make the slurry thicker. So we had a lot of chips, obviously because we had no ceramic media in here to cushion, and that's okay. But this has got some beautiful color, beautiful patterning, and wow, it's really nice. Look at that. What is that? I want to call it opalescence, and I don't think that's the right term. Labradorescence? Aren't they closely related to labradorite? Oh, that's a good question. So in the comments, I would like you to put in whether or not you think moonstone and labradorite are related. Oh, more chips. That had a whole big hunk taken right out of it. Look at that. Poor little thing. Wow. We've got, I think, things that are going into, yeah, I mean, this is really kind of small. I don't think much is ready to go to 120. And that one is. Now watch, I say that, and then everything's gonna be ready. No, see, that's just damage. That's where all these chips are coming from. Wow, isn't that a really cool piece? Almost slightly transparent. Nice. Very nice. It's a big honker. Lots of work on this. I mean, I could just flat lap that. Why? I don't know. I might flat lap this. I mean, it's such a really cool natural shape anyway. It's like a natural rectangle anyhow. Yeah, I think I will flat lap that one. Wow. This is really cool. I love this peachy color. Yeah, I think we're just going to pull out a bunch of chips. We're going to do a really good close inspection on what's ready to go to 120. And I'm kind of feeling this might be a half and half batch, meaning half ready to go and half ready to stay. So we'll have to see where we're at with which pile's bigger. Aw, look at that. And then the bigger pile will move forward. I have some more moonstone, so I'm not, concerned about not having enough. Oh my gosh, look at that. Let's see if I get the light on that. And I'm going to dry it off. Ooh, doggies, look at that. Maybe it is related to labradorite. There's an interesting piece of rock that was attached to it. Oh, cool inclusion. Yeah, there's just so much shaping that needs to be done. There's just a lot of cleavage breakage. Aw, poor little fella. Look at that. Good lord. Let's dry that off. No, that was dry. Look at the shine on that. Wow. That's a broken piece. But wow. Huh. Very interesting. Oh, lovely. Yeah, I think we're half and half. Half of it's ready to go to medium, and half of it needs to stay in coarse grit. Just really loving all the colors. Got some lavenders, some tans, some peaches, some creams. Really need it. This moonstone is a lot of fun. Some of these are going to become Zen stone because they're just too small. Oh, wasn't that a neat shape? It's just the teensiest bit of work. Hope it doesn't break. Alright, I think we found all the chips. Wow, look at that. I'm trying to get the flash. There it is. Inside that hole, I'm trying to get the flash. Isn't that neat? Gotta love Mother Nature. Moonstone. This is mixed tan and orange. That's how the vendor described it. Wow, that is a really cool piece. I like how it's kind of square. You know, it breaks off into rectangles and squares, and these are all kind of squarish shapes. Okay. We're gonna go off camera, go ahead and split this so we can make these videos a little shorter. This is just so cool. I mean, look at the shape of that. It's like got a pearl essence almost. I want to run a whole lot more Moonstone now that I see this. This is fun. I like it when you get surprised. Hello and welcome back to Crystal Wellness Studios. Today is January 17th and we are starting with our barrels in the 6090 Coarse silicone carbide grit. Say that 3 times fast. As we went through the barrels, we only found one chip, just this little tiny one here. There's a focus. And so that's pretty good. All the ceramic media is still in super good shape. And after 2 weeks in coarse and sugar, we have 2 things to notice. One, I think all of this is still going to need 1 more week. As you can see, it's still pretty rough and needs a little bit more shaping. The second thing we noticed is the slurry is really thin. And it's not because we added too much water. It's, I don't know. I don't know what causes it to be that thin. All the grit was used up. You know, when we rinsed it, there was no granulars left. And I think that adding the sugar to the barrels is just a waste of time. I had read that it would thicken the slurry, and it did not. At all. It was really pretty thin and runny. None of our barrels, all of them had sugar added this past week, and we had put 1 tablespoon per barrel pound. So if it was a 1.5 barrel, 1.5 pound barrel, we put in 1.5 tablespoons. A 6 pound barrel got 6 tablespoons. So yeah, it's pretty deep in there. Ooh. A little pocket. And yeah, it didn't help any of them. They were all pretty darn thin. And the whole purpose of a thick slurry is so that the grit gets everywhere it needs to go and it grinds against instead of just washing over. So we needed a more grinding action. And I think that this really pretty Moonstone, which is all peaches and tans, there's a couple darker ones in here. While the surface is feeling smooth, it needs a lot more shaping. So it's going to spend another week in 6090. So that's our Moonstone for this week, and we will move to our next barrel. Be right back. We're back with our Moonstone, which has also been 3 weeks in our coarse 6090 silicone carbide grit. And It's looking pretty good, gotta admit. Now this is wet from the rinse, but there seems to be just a little bit more I'd like done on this particular piece. Oops. There. It's got a nice little flash in there. Not sure what that is that causes that, but it's pretty cool. This end piece still feels rough. Yeah. See that? It's still rough. Could be smoothed out some more. This one's feeling rather nice. I think that one can go forward. Now this batch of Moonstone is referred to as tan orange because we've got all these lovely little mixes of colors in here. That could be a problem. Now it looks like that could just chip right off if it gets knocked just right. You see this fracture goes all the way right up to that tip. Kind of follow that line there. It's almost like you could shave that all off if you hit it right. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid of that piece. I might go to the garden. There's a little work that can be done on this one too. So I'm a little surprised, 3 weeks in coarse grit. I mean, these are all pretty small to start with, but like the Adventurine, it's kind of wanting to give us some issues here. Getting some tiny little pieces. Still a little big. You could still use that as a tumble or you put it on a grid, but I don't know. Still a little large for the Zen garden. Have any Zen candidates today? Nope. Might next week if it stays in 60-90. I don't know. What are we going to do with these little beauties? Looks like some tourmaline on the very end. This is pretty rough. That's pretty lovely. What do you think? Some nice color variations. We got some pockets in there. That's some pretty colors in this one. Yeah, this is a small barrel. It's 1.5 pound, and I want to do this Moonstone in some small batches because we don't want to end up with a massive mess. You have a lot more control in a smaller batch. A lot less knocking around against each other. Yeah. I mean, the ceramic media had no chips in it. It looks good. It's not breaking down. This is the small variety. So, I don't know. Do we want to run it one more week? Or just move it forward, just 120. I'm having a hard time making up my mind today. I did finally, on that purple Adventurine, decide to move it forward. there was only 5 pieces that really needed to be held back for another 60-90 run, so the majority rules. Feels really nice. Okay. Moonstone, tan and orange. It's this different flavor here. See how different it looks when it dries off. That's that one with the little peak hole. I don't know if that's pyrite in there, because it has that goldy kind of flash. That might be a different mineral. It is pretty, even dry. I just don't know if it's going to benefit enough from another week. I think we're going to have to split this batch. I think most of it, at least 70% of it, is ready to move to 120. So we might be holding a few pieces back. And I think we did pull some out last week too that was ready for medium. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we have one more barrel in our 60-90 coarse grit, and we'll be right back. Right, is there anything in here that needs another run? That would benefit from another week. Oh, I made my mind up. Turn it again. Okay. Recharge this 6090. Moonstone. We have been running our tan and orange Moonstone in 60-90 silicone carbide coarse grit since January 1st, and today is January 31st, so we've been running it for a solid month. It is so ready to move forward, but we have had in our ceramic media a lot of breakage. Not the media itself. The media itself is held up quite well, but we have a ton of little moonstone breakage. And it is a fragile stone. Just trying to make sure I got all of it. Oops. I don't think I could do a single video without hitting the tripod. Sorry, folks. Okay, so ceramic media is all set to put back in the barrel. See how easy that was done. Now, we have all these little tiny pieces that are chips off our very fragile, very lovely moonstone. Some of these pieces are also going to go in the chip barrel. But we are going to be very careful with these going forward. I'm checking for sizes, and I'm checking for more possible splits. Pretty colors. Wow. Very, very interesting moonstone. It's a cousin to labradorite. This needs so much work. It's rough. It has all kinds of different angles, and oh, that's a very rough piece. It's nowhere near being ready to go anywhere. This is kind of rough too, but it's rough because it has different layers. See all these different angles, and let's zoom in here. Let's see how the chip came out of here. It's really cool, but damn. There's a ton of fracture lines. Like this, like look at this. This piece had layers, and the layers are chipping off. The layers are going into the chip barrel, or chip project that we have going on. Holy cow. Lots of chips. I might just put this one in the Zen garden. It's got some interesting shapeage. Okay. So they break off. I'm sorry, just seeing the back of my hand there. I mean, it's a little. It's like there's no point in taking that forward. It's just going to smash down to nothing. We'll Zen garden it. So the moonstone's very fragile. It's been really too long in medium. In coarse grit. 60-90 for a solid month is too long. But it still needs so much shaping, and it needs so much shaping because it keeps shearing off. That's literally sharp. So I think we're just going to move it forward into the 120. And we're just going to have very irregular shaped pieces of moonstone. I'm just very concerned about how much is going to continue to keep breaking off and shearing off. I think I added more last week to this barrel because I had more rough in stores. Gosh. Oh, that goes to the Zen garden. Yeah, I'm going to take the entire barrel and move it forward, even though it is just full of fractures. The moonstone is just going to be very interesting. Lots of angles, lots of fracture lines. Just goes in all kinds of different directions. They just keep shearing off. And I hit the tripod again. We have these little pieces right here that are going to the chip bag for moonstone. We have these two pieces that are probably going to go to the rock garden for garden stones because they're just never going to do what they need to do. And we're going to pray that medium will be kinder to that batch. Yeah. and either shape it a little bit more or at least smooth it down some, give us some more stability. I just think with it knocking around, it's just going to keep shattering, but it's pretty interesting, so... And we're back with our moonstone, our tan and orange moonstone. It has been running in our medium silicone carbide grit, grade 120-220, for a week. Now, when I rinsed this barrel out, I think it was a little overpacked because there was an awful lot of grit left. And there shouldn't have been any. Well, next to none. So I'm not sure, and these still feel a little grainy. We've rinsed them twice, but we're gonna have to probably put them in 120 for one additional week. Seems like we kind of lost a week because of being overpacked. I think we had too much ceramic media in the barrel. Let's see if we can close up this. You see there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. A lot of fine-tuned shaping. And that's what our medium grit does. It once the coarse grit has shaped the stone and removed a lot of the rough edges and you know, the sharpness, the medium grit refines it. It still whittles it down some, still works on refinement of the shape. And then when we move into our finer pre-polish grits, that just refines the surface. It doesn't do shaping, it doesn't any of that. It just removes scratch marks from previous grit. And so we're yeah, it definitely needs more work. I was hoping I'd be able to move this forward, but no way. It still feels, the surface is still rough and scratchy, and it needs a lot more refinement. And I'm kind of curious whether or not I should take it down to 60-90 one more time. Run it for another week there. I think we're just going to run it longer in the 120. It's a little more gentle. And these are softer stones. Really pretty moonstone. Here's some of the tans and the peaches. Yeah, see, like that needs a lot of work. That's probably gonna fracture. Hope not. Yeah, it needs a lot more work. And I may have rushed this because I was afraid of damage. But, oof, that needs all kinds of help. Kind of a grayer piece. Lots of flash in it. It's a cousin to the labradorite. This opalescent, luminescent, labradorescent Moonstone Essence. I don't know, pick an Essence. It's got some lovely flash. That piece is nothing but damage. Yikes. Well, that's what 120 is for. So I just think that we had too much ceramic media, so that the grit couldn't move around. It couldn't get to where it needed to, and it couldn't do its job. So we basically lost a week. And that's what happens when you overfill a barrel. You gotta leave at least a third of the barrel empty so that you've got rotation. So let's just put all these in our barrel and see how much space we actually have. I'm not finding broken pieces so far. Not finding any broken pieces so far. So we're good there. It's a nice long one. Okay. So our barrel is half full with stone. So I think we had too much ceramic media. So we'll go through this, make sure there's no chippage, and we'll add a lot less back in this barrel. But frankly, I'd like to just put the small ceramic media in it and not the large. So I'm going to remove this large media real quick. Sorry about my arm there. Alright, there's a couple of pieces of larger in here. I'm not seeing any chips, so I'm really happy with that. So let's just put this in our barrel. Give it a good shake here. There. The rest of this in, and I think that'll be good to go. We're going to recharge it at 120 and hope this week works. It should. We should be fine. Now that that large ceramic media is out of there, it's not consuming so much space. Okay. Yeah. Kind of settles on down in there. There. That'll give us plenty of tumbling room. Yeah. Plenty. Alright, I'm going to recharge this barrel, put it back on the tumbler, and we'll see it next week. We're back with our moonstone. I'm pretty happy with the progress. It's been in medium for 1 week. That's the 120-220 silicone carbide. And we've only found one chip so far. Right here. And most of it seems to be ready to move on to 500. I've found one piece that needs to stay in 120. Gosh, that's really pretty. Look at the colors in that. It's a nice piece. Lots of shine. Ooh, that's lovely. Yeah, so the Moonstone I think can move forward to 500. There's a couple pieces I'm not 100% happy with. I'd like it to stay. So pretty. Oh, the variety of color. All these tans and beiges and oranges, creams. I don't know. I think I want that one to stay back. I'm looking for this piece that was chipped, and I think I just found it. Not sure how that's stuck in there. But they're both rounded off, but that's going back. I don't want that in, and the chip we're going to set aside. We're going to drop a piece, kick the tripod. Goodness sakes. Okay. Ooh, that's going to stay back. That looks like it still has grit in it. Now look at that. See, that's still grit. I'm gonna wash that grit out. Yeah. So most of it is going to be moved forward. Pretty much all of it. Let's see here. So, yeah, some of these are gonna, I think, have to go back to 60-90. I don't even think it's able to stay in the 120. Most of it's going to 500. Oh yeah, moving really quick here. Oh, there's another little chip right there. It's right there. Not happy with those chips. It's a fragile stone, though. Yeah, it's got some rough edges. I think that could go forward. Oh, we're doing pretty good. Most of it can go forward. Let's add some chippage out of it. Okay. Oh, I just think that this is going to break in another stage. I think it's going to break, and then it would damage a barrel. I think we're just going to Zen stone that one. Zen garden it. Okay, this will move forward to 500. So it's going to get a couple of wash cycles. And then this here, I don't really think it needs to be in 120. I think it should probably go back for one more week in, or a few more days anyway, in 60-90. Not that piece, it's okay. But some of these edges, they're too rough for the 120 to do anything, and this one is catching grit, so it obviously can't stay in 120. I'm gonna go clean that out and then put it on a hold. This one's pretty banged up. You can see a lot of the crazing that happened from the chips, so it really needs to go back and have the surface worked on a little bit. Again, this one's catching grit. So, and you know, this has got some roughness to it. So yeah, these will go back to 60-90, so we'll have nothing to stay in 120. We'll have a move forward on this barrel. And we're back with our Tan and Peach Moonstone. It has been in 500 polish for 9 days. And that has done the trick. Ooh, that looks like a piece of lepidolite. Excuse me, labradorite. I think there is some labradorite that got put in here for ketchup to help fill the barrel. Really, really amazing. Oh, look at that opalescence on that one. Okay, really pretty. Oh, wow. Feels just really silky smooth. It's looking really pretty. I'm not seeing damage so far. Oh. I think this is ready to move to 1000. Wow, this is really nice. Let's see what's going on with the corner of this one here. See that cleavage? Okay, these are not the biggest pieces. They're a good size for grids. Maybe even a little on the large side for a grid. That's a nice Worry Stone size. Yep, so we had some labradorite, 2 or 3 pieces that needed to catch up, and we tossed them in here because they're the same hardness, and they seem to have caught up really nice too. Oh my gosh, these are just amazing. Oh, that one's getting kind of clear. Really nice. Very happy with this. Okay, this is ready to move forward. We're going to put it in a wash cycle and then move it to 1000. And we're back with our moonstone. Our tan and orange moonstone has been running in 1,000 for a week. It had a little bit of problem. We had a couple of chips here, and we don't like to see that at this stage. So these are the chips that came off. So we're going to have to find those pieces and pull them out so that it doesn't further damage the barrel. This is one of them. See how that sheared off, and I'm pretty sure this whole corner would shear as well. So we're going to have to take this beautiful piece out and deal with it to get it back up to where it's ready to polish. So set it aside. Oh, darn. You can see this one's starting to erode, and we had a chip flake off this corner. So it's another piece that's going to need a repair before it can move on to polish. Well, here's another one. Big hunk came out of it. It's always so disheartening when it starts to come apart. Here's another one. Oh, it's just, yeah, right in my hand it broke. A little chip in there. Yeah. Alright, we'll Zen garden that one. Wow, isn't that cool? And these have got like a really nice shine on them already, just being in the 1,000. And then it has a natural chatoyancy, or you know, that labradorescence, because it's a cousin to lab. It's that beautiful shine. That'll polish well. Moonstone is a very fragile stone, so we need to be careful in how we deal with it. Yeah, I would say some of these are ready for polish, and we just have to remove the ones that are damaged. Oof, really pretty. We just don't want anything else to damage the rest of the batch. See how those layers, those could damage. I think we're going to have to make a lot of repairs, and I'm thinking the flat lap, you know, just a light touch here and there will fix these moonstone up to be perfect. Yeah, I think they might all get a little tiny touch. Just so that, you know, the cleavage lines here. Yikes. Are smooth, so if the cleavage lines are smooth, then it's not gonna, I don't think it's gonna crack so much. Oh my, this entire batch might have to hit that flat lap. There's an awful lot of cleavage damage. This moonstone's really pretty. It's like you can't feel any of that. But down here, you can feel that. So just that little tiny part. Still got slurry all over my fingers from the polish. Oh, there's a pretty one. Okay, we're going to go through all the ceramic medium. We're going to get rid of anything that's damaged as well. Yep, I think just a little bit. Moonstone's a little bit more of an advanced tumble. Or I would say a jasper is great for beginners. You can almost not hurt a jasper, but wow. See how that cleavage is shearing off in little layers? So if I take the flat lap and just even that edge out to where nothing could grab at it, it has a better chance of making it through polish. Yeah, I'd say it's about 80% needs flat lap. And I think even those ones that broke, I think I can repair those as well. And then once we repair it, then we'll put it in the polish. This is really pretty. Ooh, got a whole corner off there. Look at that. It's cool to see the growth pattern. You know, the way these stones form. Let's see what we can do with that. Aw, this one shrank down to almost nothing. Yeah. This is all gonna have to go in the flat lap. Here's more. Oh my gosh, that whole piece, that whole corner sheared off. Yikes. Oh. Oh, yeah, that corner. My goodness, it got banged up quite a bit in 1000. I mean, it did its job for smoothing the surface of the stone, but it got banged up and it needs repairs. That almost looks like a piece of labradorite. I swear that is labradorite. Huh. Interesting. Have to go through all this. It looks fairly in good shape, the ceramic media here. There's a couple you know, pieces that are getting kind of flat on the edge that could break and cause damage. So let's just get rid of that now. Really doesn't do us any good being flat. Yeah. And we'll take those chips and add them to our chip bag for that project that we've been working on. Wasn't too many went flat, only about 5 pieces. This one's broken. Yeah, okay. So, Moonstone. This can go to polish. Let's adjust this here. Get a more of an overview. So we've got our 3 pieces of chip. Ceramic media has been gone through, and all of this needs a tiny little touch up with the lap machine. So once we do those little minuscule repairs, then we can put them all together with the other these remains and run a polish for a week. And I'm thinking I'm gonna dry polish it because it is such a fragile stone. Yeah, I think that'll be the best bet for this, is to dry polish the stone. And if we don't get the polish that we want, if we don't get, the sheen that we want, then we can try a wet polish. But I would like to go the softest route possible first. Kind of protect it as much as we can. Okay, that's it for Moonstone for this week. Today is March 10th, and we've been having some beautiful weather here in Michigan. It's been almost in the 60s, which is very unusual, and we're enjoying it until our next ice storm hits. In the meantime, we are going to start with our barrels that are in dry polish this week. We only have the one, and it's our Moonstone, and we were doing an experiment to see if the dry polish was the way to go, or if we needed to go with wet. And we're going to find out real quickly here. Let's pull one out and see, and dry it. Well, get the slurry off a bit. It's our corn cob and aluminum oxide mixture. And let's take a look at the polish. Oh my. And like always, we drop it because it's slippery. Let's grab another one here. I just want to try and get this polish mixture off. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at the luster on that. It's a nice polish. This definitely did the trick. Nice polish. Yeah, let's move this camera a little. Whoop, this feels like there's a chip. Nope, that's where we went at it with the flat lap last week, but there's still managed to be a chip come out of it. Yikes. Why we're not getting the focus here. Ooh, lots of little pieces look like it came out of that. It's got a nice shine. Try and get a bigger piece. All right, let's see what we have here. Yeah, I think it's still going to, even though it goes in dry polish, it's still going to require a burnish cycle to get any of that residual. I mean, you can see the powder still on my fingers. Okay. Wonder how many more are damaged in here. Nice satin matte, not matte, but nice satin shine to it. Yeah. Ooh, we're getting shine off that one that's in the barrel. Ooh. Look at these. So pretty. So pretty. Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna go and rinse all these off. Just a quick rinse before we put them in and then I'll get a barrel to put them in for a burnish. And we'll take a quick look when we come back. Ooh, pretty. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we are back after it's been rinsed and dried off. It's just lovely. It is so pretty. Let's see if we can focus. All right. These are going to definitely need a burnish cycle. They are just so pretty. Very nice. Very happy with these. And there was that piece of labradorite that was in here. Not really getting a lab flash, though. There's a little bit of one. I think there was 2 pieces of lab in here. Tan and peach moonstone. So pretty. There was a couple of pieces that sustained damage. Like, you know, this one. You can see the damage that happened to it. Now, I couldn't find any of this damage in the barrel. So I don't know where it went or what happened to it. And this piece. It's got damage on that corner. See where it's starting to split. That's along the cleavage line or the growth pattern. Very nice. Moonstone's a bit more of an advanced tumble. Requires a little more care than what we gave it. Oh, look at that one. Very pretty. Okay, we're going to put this in a burnish cycle and get some photos, and this one will be finished. We're going to call this a moderate success. There's just so much cleavage damage with Moonstone, and but I think that the dry polish is definitely the way to go with it for that final stage. Yeah. We'll just pop it in a burnish cycle. Yeah. Okay. Moonstone.
Thank you.